All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else, and I have another PvP build. Sorry, not build. Another PvP commentary on my Magicka Dragonknight. Did a slight adjustment a few days ago, but got some good fights out of it. Wanted to kind of go through my thought process, you know, running this, you know, in a group play situation, and the adjustments that I did at this point in time, and you know, some of the other things I do later on in this video that I have no regrets about. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, at this point, you know, we're just outside of Drakelow here, and we've run across a large group of reds. Now, I don't know what it's like on the other platforms, but on Xbox, Blackreach is extremely zergy at night, like extremely. It's been this way since I switched over to AD like 4 or 5 months ago. We took a really nasty bomb there. Savage and Perp both died, so now it's just the two of us with a bunch of bombers around, a couple Colossus ultimates and everything, and yeah, I almost died there too. Like, this group's got a lot of damage. Colossus is no joke. You stack a few bombers, like, you know, a misplaced block and it's kind of over. So yeah, we're gonna come in here, we're gonna try and get the revives, but yeah, there's just so many people here, so we're gonna go into a 2vx. But yeah, anyways, the point is Blackreach has been like really zergy. Like, there's been times when I've hopped on and the smallest group I see is 10 people, and there's some nights where I hop on and everybody's just faction stacked somewhere. You know, they'll have 2-3 bars of every faction, but the entire faction's at one keep, and you know, that becomes tough to deal with, you know, when you're playing solo, or if you're in like a 2 or 3 man group, and sometimes you gotta add some reinforcements. So at this point, you know, we're in a 4-man group. Woozle's got his Colossus, you know, he's got his clown form, and I'm running standard on the back bar because he's also running Harmony, and standard plus, you know, clown form just shreds people. So if you watch at this point, he's gonna go into clown form, these people are dead, we're gonna hit a leap. You know, we got one down there. We're gonna get a couple more kills here, but yeah, it's just a really nice combination. Obviously, you guys see that I'm running the Vadishran's Destro Staff. That's what that beam is. It's quite a nice weapon. You know, I ran it on my Mag Crow. It's really nice. I wanted to try and put it on the Mag DK, and another dot on a Mag DK isn't a bad thing by any means. It was just, with my bar layout, it was either run Vadishran's or run Markarth. And Markarth is better. You know, in my opinion, Markarth was better for my specific build. Not that Vadishran's is bad, it's just if you had to choose, Markarth. Yeah, just Markarth all day. So at this point, Savage and Perp are back, and so now we're just ult dumping around the corner here. We're just gonna push the corner. And you know, we got a really nice push there. We got 3 or 4 dead, and now we're just going to kind of clean up on the remaining people. And as long as we kind of stay grouped up and we watch out for the bombers and we do call outs for all that and everything, we should be okay here. You see we got a bomber right here, so I'm just gonna hit him with some dots, gonna hit him with my Molten Whip, hit him with a fossilized. He's gonna try and go upstairs. You know, he's one of the few, like I said, there's a few bombers in here, but we really want to make sure that we're taking out the bombers. I go to hit a fossil or a volatile here to try and pull him out of stealth. We ended up getting this one with a Blast Bones and a couple of dots, and he's dead. And so now at this point we see a guy reviving, so we're gonna hit him with a fossilized. We're gonna dot him up a little bit, hit him with a couple more dots, and make sure we have everything rolling on him because he's a little bit tankier. We have another guy over here also tanking it. I accidentally fall off the side. Major Expedition with Daedric Trickery is sometimes a little rough when you don't know it's coming. It's a great set. Like, it's a really good set, but yeah, sometimes you get that speed thing and you just kind of fly around and you don't really realize it. So yeah, so you see this guy's, he goes into Toxic Barrage, and at that point you can just free cast on them. You know, it's a channel. All they can do is Toxic Barrage. They can't defend themselves. Typically, if you're running Toxic Barrage, you're a squishier player. You know, you don't often see a tanky individual running Toxic, so yeah, I just leapt on him because I knew he was going to die. And if he wasn't going to die, I was going to be able to get a whip or 2 in because, yeah, they can't do anything outside of that duration. So, yeah, fun little fight just outside of Drakelow here. And, you know, we're going to move on to the next fight. Like I said, I have no regrets. You guys are going to see something on my channel that I probably haven't posted in over a year. I am running in a very large group. Yeah, like I said, you're going to see these fights. Like, we're in a 9-man right now. We're going to be a 10-man in the next fight, and we're fighting severely outnumbered still, and this is just what it's like in, you know, in Black Creek sometimes. And yeah, we just decided this is a Saturday night. A bunch of the guys that are in here are a bunch of small scalers / solo PvP players, and we're like, you know what, let's just group up and just have fun PvPing together. We have no dedicated healers, we have no group comp, we're just all in 1vx build saying fuck it, let's go see what we can do. And it's quite fun. Playing with good players is always a great time. I'm sure a lot of you high tier MMR players can agree with this, but you know, good players spot openings. You know, whether you talk or not, good players are really, you know, they're good for a reason. But part of it is spotting openings and where to move to and who to take out first and who to focus and when to use ultimates. And those things take time, and those things take a little bit to figure out. But even though I haven't played with a lot of these players, you know, like I've only played with Perp a few times. I don't think I've ever played with Claire. A few of these other guys I've never played with before either. But you see we're all coordinating very well, and that's just because we all know where we kind of have to be. You know, we wiped a group of people here. We know that the Reds are going to push over here to try and revive, and so we push away and then we push back. And now we see the remaining few people in the keep, and so now we're going to push in on this group and take them out. And so yeah, we're not running dedicated healers. But we're all trying to do things individually to help people out. So I'm running Cauterize, you know, just for that little extra heal for teammates if somebody gets low. I also have Molten Armaments just so everybody gets their major buffs, just so they can stack something else, you know. And then I'm running Inhale, which, you know, gives me a little bit more healing power. So at this point, we had wiped just about everybody inside, and so I decided to push out on the siege because, you know, we were getting hammered by siege, and I thought, okay, well, if I push out here, I can get them off siege, I can give my teammates a reprieve, they can finish killing the people inside, and, you know, we can wipe them more easily instead of having meat bags and cold harbors on us and everything. But there was more people inside than I expected, and they also set up a camp and they came back. So I almost got God out there, so I decided to come back, you know, group up, you know, get some resources back and everything. See this guy at half health, I leapt on him, go for the kill there. We end up getting it right there, and so now at this point I'm getting locked down, so we're just gonna keep healed up, use a couple inhales, hit this guy with a fossilize, but you know, he's a werewolf, so he's tanky as hell. We're just basically at this point trying to build ultimates, trying to figure out what we're going to push in on. You know, with large groups of players like this, you know, it's not really, you know, if there is a smaller group, you single target and everything, but yeah, when you're dealing with severely outnumbered stuff, you just wait for your ults. So at this point, you know, we see a few people here, we just want to wipe them out, so a few people drop their ults. I still got my leap, I'm just waiting on my standard. You know, we have a couple necros in the group, so I want to save for the standard so that, you know, they have that synergy. We got a few people reviving over here, so we're gonna come over and single target people down. I just got one guy, you know, constantly hitting that the CC, but yeah, at this point, you know, we got a few people in the corner here. None of them are, I mean, we have more than they do, so it's not really like they're pressuring us as a group, so we're just going to single target people down. We're going to make sure that they can't flip flags while we push out. We want to make sure like they're all kind of, you know, eliminated from this area and they can't get revived. So you see this guy run back, we kill him, and so now everybody's basically in front of us. And so we're just going to push forward, and we're going to push out on people. And you see I have a standard here. You know, we drop a standard, they activate the synergy. We're going to get a couple kills here, and now I'm going to push out on the siege. You see all of those people right here focusing on this guy, so I'm going to drop a standard right here. Synergy activated. We get a couple quick kills there. I'm just going to hit a couple burning breaths, you know, make sure we got, you know, everybody lined up. We have another standard, 2 mag DKs in the group with a couple of necros. It's quite nice. And drop a standard here, just so they could, you know, make sure we take everybody out. And yeah, just a fun little fight. Managed to defend the keep and get everything taken care of. And then this one was a little bit earlier in the day. We were trying to siege Chalman, and there was just a ton of people here. There was a ton of DC, there's a ton of EP, and I think this was EP's last Emp keep. And we were trying to siege it, knock it down, and try and get inside, and they weren't having it. You know, they kept pushing out on us, and at this point you see, like, we siege it, we have it bursted, but there are a ton of EP. Like I said, we don't have a dedicated healer, and so, like, we're not group comped. So we have to be a little bit careful because we don't have a ton of group support in our group. But yeah, we see, you know, we got 4 or 5 people here. We have 10, 15 people down there with more rushing up. So we're just like, all right, well, let's just keep backing up. Let's try and get them all all funneled, and let's see if we can ulti dump. So at this point, you know, we're going to back up on the top of this rock, you know, just north of Chalman here, and we're going to try and get them focused here. You see them all come pouring in. We're going to, once they start pouring in here, we can pull out some ulti dumps there by block casting, you know, cause them to use some ultimates, and then we're going to back up to these rocks. Now, I don't rock jump the best right here, and so I almost die, but we get a little bit of heals. So we jump up here, we make it around the rock, we all have our ultimates, and so now at this point, the reds are kind of stuck on those rocks, and so they're funneled there naturally, and so now we're at this point, we're going to push down in there, and we're going to ulti dump that pile, and we're going to take out a bunch of people, and we're going to push down and try and eliminate as many people as possible while, you know, they're not fully organized and they don't have a ton of healers. So we get a bunch of kills right here. We're just pushing in. There's still a ton of people up top, so we just got to be careful keeping our heals up and everything. You see the heavy restos coming in. You see a couple snipes coming in. So at that point, we got everybody killed. We're going to come back just to see if we can get them grouped up once again. They're still up there and they're not coming down, and so we're just going to wait a little bit. I got to leap again, and so we're just kind of waiting to see, you know, if we can get them a little bit more grouped up. You see that guy's at low health, so I'm going to leap on him. Little whip. We get another kill there, and we're just going to constantly just kind of look around and assess the situation. Typically in these large group fights, you never know where they're going to come from. You know, maybe they spawn right back and they ride straight at you, or maybe they spawn and come out the side and come around the corner. Like that was a lot of people we just killed, and you know, you want to kind of make sure you know where they're coming from. So at this point, we're just trying to push out. Everybody kind of scatters a little bit, so no point in pushing any closer to the keep, because yeah, there's a lot of siege here. Like I said, this is their last end keep. Every time we got close to the keep, they had lancers, meat bags, they had everything rolling up there. So I mean, you see we're getting sieged right now, and so it's just like, all right, well, we're gonna stay back here. We're gonna see if we can wipe out people, you know, kind of up here on the wall and everything. We got a few reds back here, but they haven't really pushed down yet. Yeah, overall really fun fights. You know, I had a lot of fun with these guys. I'm trying to back away from everybody with the meteor on me, but yeah, I messed up. Nobody died, luckily, but yeah, that was a little mess up on my end with the meteor. Typically, I try to pull it out of the pile, but sometimes you just can't. So yeah, so overall, a lot of fun fights. A little bit different PvP than what you're used to seeing from my channel, but like I said, I regret nothing. Sometimes, you know, when people bring bigger groups to the fight, 2 to 3 people won't do, and you got to bring a little bit more, and it was a good time. But yeah, build will be coming soon on the Mag DK. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day.